up, boys? It is your boy, Mr. KG, okay? I hope the audio sounds alright. I do have my AirPod in, or it's gone from the phone. I'm not even sure, to be honest, but yeah. Hope the AC is not too blaring. Okay, we got off work earlier than usual. As you guys see, I mean, it's not dark outside, you know, that's usually the time I get off, okay? But we've been chilling. The shorts have been getting a lot of views, so I appreciate you guys. If you're watching a short right now, like, subscribe, you know, go to my channel, watch the video you're watching now. If you liked the short, it's the whole video, you know, it's just a part of the video. It's not just like a part, but it's the video, you know. I'm gonna, you know, get it out of the way real quick. I'm gonna ask you guys just to, you know, like, subscribe, comment, interact with the channel in any way you possibly can, okay? I mean, if you want to say fuck you and you hate me in the comments, do it, man. Like, honestly, like, I don't really, like, I care, obviously, that you comment, but I don't care what you're saying, right? Now, like, if you're being a dick, just be a dick, do it, man, do it, go ahead. But, yeah, just make sure you don't drop a like, drop a subscribe. But, yeah, what are you guys doing today? You know, let me know. It's also another thing you should drop in the comments, okay? Right now, we're gonna go home, where we're gonna go shower up, and then probably play the game or something for a minute. Battlefront, right? I've been, you know, really into that game for now. I also downloaded Jedi Survivor. I might play that game over Battlefront. But yeah, homie got me to buy that, so it's alright. Make it pay me back when we're both famous, okay? So basically that's how it's gonna work. Sorry, I don't know. I was gonna turn on the camera and I thought I was gonna have like something super interesting to say, you know what I mean? And, like, a lot of the times it's just been what's going on, but you know, I can't be sitting there thinking of ideas. But yeah, you know what's crazy actually, now I'm thinking about it? Everybody that I know that's my age, I'm 18, right? So everybody that I know that's my age, or like, you know, a little bit older or around my age, not every single person obviously, are all having kids, bro. Like, the young parent pandemic is worse than ever, bro. Like, I understand it was pretty bad when it was like, you know, my parents' generation, you know? I mean, but like, Jesus, 17, 18, you know, like, goddamn, these homies are having kids early as hell. Like, they're not gonna get to experience any of the crazy stuffs in life, you know? Then I understand, like, a kid doesn't stop you from doing it all, but a kid definitely limits it a little bit, right? Yeah, my bad. There's a cop, and I was going, like, fucking a little bit over, so I slammed the brakes a little bit, but, like, it's just more of, like, a financial burden that you put on yourself, like, that's just gonna make things harder in the early run, right? Like, if you don't have a kid and you have time to go to college and do all this stuff and the money or financial aid, sorry, I have hiccups. I'm trying to put it in and mix it in with my words. But, like, if you have all this stuff, you're gonna be able to, you know, get your career going a little bit before, you know, the whole baby thing, and you're kind of strapped for cash and a little screwed, right? I mean, because trust me, I would recommend you get into your career a little bit before you actually have a kid, because it's definitely, oh my gosh, I haven't even moved out yet, and like, it's definitely hard to save up money, and it's just because of my own just general spending recently, to be honest. But that's just the thing about it, you know. It's just, right now, even with like a more paying job than before, I'm finding it harder to save money, right? And that just might be one of those things that maybe if you get paid more, it's gonna be, you know, harder to save money because you got more coming in. You're like, oh, I'm gonna replace it on my next check. Me personally, like, I do replace it on my next check, but then I spend it by the time my next check comes in, right? So honestly, there's no reason, no point, and it all just was coming out of my bank account anyways. But we'll see you guys in a minute, or later, I don't know. I'm gonna fucking come back when I don't have these hiccups, because it's making it very difficult. Boys, I know we're doing a lot of, like, in the car videos, you know what I mean? And, like, it's just happening, okay? But I feel like it's the only time I really have time to just sit down, record, and, like, get a genuine talk, you know what I mean? Like, the Mr. KG homie chats, it's not the same as the Hanjan homie chats. It doesn't have the same ring to it, you know? And I don't know, like, I rebranded my channel, and I figured, you know, it was a good move, because, you know, I pretty much dominated Hanjan as a search, you know, and now I'm dominating Mr. KG. I mean, there's some other Mr. some variants, you know, but like, I basically dominated the field on that most part of that, even though I'm not like the biggest, you know, YouTuber ever. Also, I noticed we got another subscriber. It's pretty crazy. We're at 207 right now. Okay, I'm counting every single one all the way up to 250, then 300, then 350. We're going up 50 increments. Okay, we're gonna make it. We're gonna be viral famous one day. Okay, so take the moment right now. I already said it in the beginning of the video. Like, subscribe, show some support. Tell me what you're doing today. Let me know if you liked the video. Tell me it was ass. You know, give me some ideas. Like I said, I listed some off. Just keep me updated. Just let me know what's the move, what's going on. Just all that good jazz. Sorry about like some of the auto before out there, right? Freaking one of my coworkers walking by. I didn't want him to know it was my car because he seems like one of those people that would just like sit in the car, right? He goes back of my bro. I wanted to get out and be like, oh, but I really couldn't. So yeah, because one, he's my coworker. Two, we're on the clock, or not on the clock, but like on company rounds in time, right? Either way, I think it would cause some conflict. Okay. Now, I just kind of jumped on here, hoping I would have random things to say, and so far I'm having some random things to say, okay? And now I just seen a bunch of people wearing the same shirt, and it reminded me of like those Jehovah's Witness Johns, you know what I mean? It's almost like, damn, you know what I mean? These homies are almost like wasting their lives, you know what I mean? To freaking get all this stuff done and just try to spread the word about a religion that they've never even like seen. Obviously, seeing is believing for a lot of people. I mean, depends. You could just put your faith into something like who you are, right? And me personally, I don't really believe in like God specifically, right? There's some higher power up there that may have done, that has influence in like little ways, not as big as some people might think, right? This is what I believe in. And whether they could have came down as a human form and spread some type of wisdom or some shit or whatever, or like they just said things and people obscured it in over ways of how people do, right? I mean, it's scientifically proven that your memory is pretty much made up a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Think about a time 10 years ago on like your second birthday. Do you remember that? No. Think about your 5th birthday. You kind of remember it, only the good stuff about it. I mean, obviously you remember very bad moments, but sometimes even about the bad moments, you are making that up in your head. You know what I mean? It's like manufactured from your own thoughts, right? Sorry about the screaming child in the background. I don't know what's up with that, to be honest. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, crazy. The human mind can just manufacture a whole story or like a whole belief. If say you hated somebody for 10 years for this specific reason, and go back and they don't remember, or like they don't remember it like that, or they remember it exactly a different way. Like say somebody cut your hair and you're like, well, no, I remember that you had gum in your hair and you told me to cut your hair. I mean, like we didn't get in trouble or anything. Like, I don't know, you were pretty mad about it because I did a bad job, or something like that. Something stupid, right? Or like, it's just interesting, you know what I mean? It's almost like memories are time travel, but it's also throughout that time that goes on, the events are changed in your memory. So I bet you everybody in your fucking second grade kindergarten class have different memories of that class. You know what I mean? It's all different to them, whether it was a good experience or a bad experience. Me personally, it was all right. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the worst experience I've ever had. I remember a lot of other kids, they were crying, or like they were just sitting there quiet, or like weren't talking to nobody, you know what I mean? Shit, I remember one kid said his dad was Santa Claus, right? And then I ended up meeting him 13 years later in a welding college class, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's crazy. It's a small world out there, depending on where you are, obviously. I mean, you're gonna run into somebody eventually if you're trying to avoid them. I mean, it really seems like if you're trying to avoid somebody, that's when you run into them, you know what I mean? But, yeah, it's just one of those things. Time travel is really interesting as well, but I'm gonna have to do like a whole nother video just talking about time travel. So I guess this is a reminder for you, future Mr. KG, time travel. Okay, talk about it. It's an interesting subject, timelines, different things. You guys ever thought about teleportation? Stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really possible to teleport a living thing, I feel like. But like dead things, not like dead things, like inanimate objects like this water bottle, pretty possible, I feel like. Sorry, I don't want to feel like I don't want you guys to feel like I'm just giving you guys a bunch of nothingness. I'm just talking what comes to my mind, I mean, just random stuff that you talk about with your homie when you're just vibing and just chilling, But, yeah, we'll talk to you guys later.